Good morning. Welcome to the beautiful Camp Sunnyside. We ordered up this perfect weather for you today, so I hope that you'll enjoy it. Thank you so much for taking part of your day to be here with us to celebrate. I'm Sherry Nielsen. I'm the president and CEO of Easter Seals, and I'm absolutely thrilled that you've chosen to spend some time with us today. I know you know firsthand how important our work is, and I know that you know what our mission means to our families. Your brick supports Easter Seals Foundation, which will ensure that Easter Seals services can be provided for many years to come. Easter Seals is celebrating over 90 years of service to our community, and Camp Sunnyside is celebrating over 60 years. We have been able to provide life-changing services because of our donors and supporters, our board members, but most importantly, our staff that work directly with the clients. No one can tell you how important Easter Seals is better than the families that we serve. So I would like you to hear directly from them. I would like to invite Liz Hamer to share what camp has meant to her son Carrick and their family.
My name is Liz Hamer. I am a married working mom of two amazing kids. My daughter is 17 and is in the process of evaluating colleges, and that brings a fun set of challenges into our lives. My son Carrick is 13 years old. He is full of energy, very curious, and is a social butterfly. He also brings a fun set of challenges into our lives. He has Down syndrome and autism. Yep, he's an overachiever. Carrick attends respite weekends here at Camp Sunnyside, as well as day camp during the summer. First off, this is hard. Not only is it hard just to stand up here, but it's also hard because how do I convey to you what Camp Sunnyside means to my family? How do you express this feeling that Camp Sunnyside is into words? I simply won't do it justice, but I'll give it my best shot. Like most parents, we get joy out of having our kids be happy. And to say that Camp Sunnyside is Carrick's happy place is an understatement. We are learning in our house not to tell Carrick that he's going to camp until it's actually time to go to camp. Time doesn't have a whole lot of meaning for Carrick, and if you tell him on Tuesday that he's going to camp on Friday, guess what you're going to hear every 5 minutes? Mom, Mom, Mom. I have 3 names, I don't have one. Mom, Mom, Mom. Go to camp? No, buddy, it's Tuesday. You have to wait till Friday to go to camp. No, go to camp. So it's just this over and over and over until it's actually time to go. So like I said, we are learning, but sometimes we can't contain our excitement for Carrick and we tell him too early and we spill the beans. And we pay the price. So when the day comes, we tell Carrick he gets to go to camp. You've never seen a kid get out of bed so fast. He leaps out of that bed and he's ready to go. He absolutely lights up. We get loaded up in the car. I play some music, and Carrick does his happy dance in the back seat. It looks a little like this. I'll take off my glasses because they'll go flying. Sometimes I have a hard time keeping the car on the road. Seriously, no joke. It's like this the whole way to camp, and it's a 30-minute drive. When we get to camp, he's very eager to be rid of me and just go be Carrick. He doesn't have much patience for the social exchanges I have with the staff. It's the one and only time he willingly initiates eye contact with me. He wants to be sure I'm listening when he says, "Bye, Mom," and he means it. And speaking of the staff, the culture here at Camp Sunnyside is true and absolute acceptance, and Carrick can't get that anywhere else. It is unparalleled. Carrick gets to be Carrick here, no apologies. That is a beautiful thing. The staff get him to do things I would never have imagined, from climbing rock walls to performing in a talent show. He does it because he loves them and he's having fun, all while he is learning, growing, and expanding his horizons. It's simply amazing. We get acceptance, growth, and love for Carrick while he's at Camp Sunnyside. What else could we possibly want for him? I remember the first day I dropped Carrick off at camp. I was so overwhelmed by what I saw and felt here. I cried on the walk back to my car because Carrick was going to spend his summer here. Tears of joy. And then a couple of weeks ago, we joined hundreds of others for the Walk for Independence, and I cried again. This time because Carrick does not get to spend his whole summer here. Tears of sorrow. There are simply too many kids like Carrick that need this very special place. They need this place because Camp Sunnyside is not only the gold standard by which all camps should be modeled after, it's also the one and only camp serving special needs kids that working parents like myself can send our kids to. We have one option, and while it's an amazing option, there's simply not enough funding to meet the demand. Parents are left making tough choices, working less or not at all, or looking at care options that are not optimal. And in the end, the kids are the ones paying the price because they're not getting what they need. They need Camp Sunnyside. So thank you from the very bottom of my heart to all of you who have given to Camp Sunnyside. And I ask that you please, please continue to give so that my boy and other kids like him have a safe, happy, and loving place to grow. Thank you.
That was good, Liz. I'm actually Cory. My mom doesn't think she could actually get through her speech, so bear with me as I read her speeches that she wrote. So, good morning. My name is Cory Hill. As I said, this is my mom, Sue, and my dad is back there, Scott. We farm north of Polk City in Polk County with Jake and my younger brother, Austin. Mom is also a United States Postal Service clerk in Johnston. They have used Easter Seals and Camp Sunnyside services for almost 30 years now. This is because their first son, Jacob, was born with Sturge-Weber syndrome. Sturge-Weber is really not well known, but it can range from as mild as just a small port wine facial birthmark and no mental aspects to complete immobility and great effects on physical and mental capacities. Jake falls somewhere in the middle of those two extremes. Jake is fairly high functioning and he is mobile on his own. He can verbalize some words and can do some sign. Doctors told my parents when Jake was just a baby that he would probably not live very long and not walk. The first 2 years of his life were the toughest on my parents. It's because they were in and out of the hospital because Jake had frequent, intense seizures. Through great doctors and modern medicine, they were able to reduce his seizure numbers and now only has a very small episode maybe once every few months. Jake has not only outlived the doctor's expectancies at 33 years old, but he has thrived. He still lives at home with my parents, and he loves to be around the farm. Jake jumps at any opportunity to be outside, ride on the Ranger, hop in the tractor with my brother or I, or even get up in the combine to ride with Dad for a few hours. When it's not so nice outside, Jake enjoys movies, sports, particularly football and baseball and his beloved Iowa State Cyclones teams, or just going shopping and being out in the community. Jake receives respite and Life Club services through Easter Seals here at Camp Sunnyside. 1 week in a month, Jake participates in respite services from Friday evening until Sunday afternoon. This is like what I would describe as a weekend getaway at camp. Jake gets to participate here in activities such as swimming, horseback riding, boating, fishing, dancing, singing, campfires, and many more. During the week, Jake receives supported community service through Life Club and Easter Seals. Here he does more structured activities in groups and takes trips throughout the community to places like fire stations, coffee shops, historical societies, and parks. Easter Seals and Camp Sunnyside has meant so much to not only Jake, but also has been a huge help for our family. We love having Jake around, but he provides some very unique challenges. When Jake attends Life Club during work days, it allows us to still have full-time jobs to help make ends meet. Also, the one weekend a month where Jake attends Camp Sunnyside for respite really helps out the family as well. One of Jake's challenges is he can't speak, but he does have quite a bit of understanding. You just have to go at his own pace. Easter Seals has helped him out in the process, and they have actually grown with him. When Jake was younger, he used to fight going to camp, but now he thoroughly enjoys attending the services. Through our almost 30 years with Easter Seals, we have noticed and are very thankful for the increases in the quality of staff, services, and facilities, and that's because of donors like you. I don't even know where we would be without Easter Seals, and frankly, it's hard to even fathom. We feel so fortunate to live within a reasonable distance from Camp Sunnyside and that Jake gets to participate in the services. We'd like to thank you guys for everything you do.
Good morning. I'm Sheldon Starten, or as I'm better known as Ramona's dad. I brought my own cheering section with me this morning, so this is great. Our daughter Ramona was born with a chromosome 8 deletion, a pretty rare form of genetic abnormality. Ramona weighed 4 pounds when she was born, and it was discovered very quickly that she would have to have heart surgery. We went through that a year and 9 months later, and we thought we are on the way to normal after we had her heart surgery. It wasn't until a year after that it was discovered that she had this genetic abnormality, and we realized that Ramona would not be the little girl that her mom and I imagined. But now Ramona's a 23-year-old young lady, and we can't imagine her being other than who God created her to be. Joyful and loving, gregarious, and usually silly young lady. And she loves to do things, yes. When Ramona was about 8 years old, her sister Regina started going to Bible camp and TTT camp, and then Ramona started saying, "When is my turn to go to camp?" And so Ramona's mom, Pamela, started exploring. She heard about Camp Sunnyside at a support group for special needs parents, and she started making phone calls and doing interviews, and finally it was possible for Ramona to go to Camp Sunnyside. As it got closer to the weekend, Ramona started having second thoughts about this whole thing, being gone for a weekend. And so we finally said, "Ramona, we're just going to go look at Camp Sunnyside. If you don't want to stay, we can come right back home with us." And okay, then she would go. We got here and everything was very unfamiliar, but then she saw a friend from school and she looked to us and said, "You can go home now." And ever since then, Camp Sunnyside has been one of the most important parts of Ramona's life. Ramona loves attending the respite weekends, especially the spring formal and the Monster Mash Halloween weekend. But she just loves the interaction that she finds when she comes here. Her favorite camps, however, are the summer camps, or as she calls them, the foreign camps, because of all the foreign staff. And that gets a little confusing when she tells people, "I'm going to foreign camp this weekend." And they say, "Really?" But she means by the foreign staff. She loves her staff. She loves their accents. She loves the attention that they give to her. Of course, she enjoys the swimming and the campfires and the crafts, but her favorite thing is the staff. Yeah, in fact, Ramona's sister started a Facebook group called I Love Ramona Starkenberg. And so now Ramona has friends around the world as part of her Facebook group. And so if she's not at camp, she loves going and checking the computer and talking to her counselors on Facebook. It has meant so much to us that Ramona has camp in her life. There's a lot of areas, and I can as Liz and let me get, who do I say? Sue and son. There's so much we could relate to that. There's a lot of things that special needs kids and adults, they just can't participate in. But camp is a place where our kids can just shine, and they can experience so many wonderful things. We know that they're going to be well cared for, as well as having the opportunity to experience things like rock climbing and flying down a zip line. My goodness, I've never done things like that. So it's just a wonderful experience. And when I pick her up at the end of the weekend or at the end of a week camp, we have a very tired but a very happy young lady. We know that Ramona is having the time of her life in a safe and caring environment, and that just means so much to us. I know Easter Seals, Iowa, and Camp Sunnyside could not happen without the support of a lot of caring people. And so we want to express our gratitude to everyone who has given to make this camp possible, for our daughter and for thousands of other young people. And we know we would have a more difficult time if we didn't have Camp Sunnyside and Easter Seals, Iowa. So again, we want to give you our deepest thanks and gratitude for your contributions toward that.
Thank you, Sheldon, and to all of our families for sharing. But most importantly, thank you for allowing us to provide support and care for your children and for your families. That is truly what drives our passion and makes this mission happen. We learn more from your children and your families by being with them than anywhere else in life. So thank you for trusting us to provide care and support for them. At this time, I would like to read the names of those who we are celebrating in our brick garden this year and recognize their lives with a moment of silence. Golda Blakely, Leland Carper, Kevin Cook, Gina Marie Dolphin, the Stowis family, Becky Hoffman, Sherry Klimmer, Kent Knoll, Vicki Lewis, Diana Taylor, Beverly Toole, Nathan Tyler, David Urin, Gloria and Bob Burnett.